back to the shop and another day of working in like 15 below. So we got a new pellet stove in here. Hopefully we'll keep her a little warmer in the shop. We laid out to a different section of the shop, trying to get a little machine shop area done so I can do like more work in the shop area here. And today we're gonna start my little wagon project. I'm wanting to build one of these for a while. Seen quite a few online. I liked them. I've never seen anybody do one with the wood. It probably has. I haven't seen one yet, so I thought it would look kind of cool. Give it that the old kind of old-timey pickup bedside look. So this is just a mock-up. I started, of course, you got to put the lights in right away. So these are the halo lights with LED. I think they're like for a quad. And then up front, I've got this. I found this super cool. It's a NASCAR cooler. It's a little 6-pack cooler. You can pull the intake off and keep a sandwich or two in there. So that'll be fun for cruising the campgrounds. And in searching wagons, this was licensed by Mac. And since I used to drive a truck, I thought, well, this is cool. I had to have it. So, hoping to do this one was kind of a cheap build. I just got the old tires off of the wife's Barstool racer. They like to go flat a lot. I might be able to get away with just sliming them. Around back we got some cool bullet lights. Kind of classic hot rod look. Got this cool little electric start motor. Now this is what I got off, I believe, AliExpress. It's an electric start, and something like 212-ish. So, yeah, it's like a, I don't know, probably about like a 6-horse motor. It says 7.5. I don't really believe that. But I got this for $91, and I wanted to see what kind of motor could I get for $91 with an electric start on it. So I bought it. We'll see how long it lasts. I figured I'll put it in one of my toys first, not something I was donating to raise money. I didn't want to give somebody something that was junk. But so this will kind of be my my test review of the Chinese motor. We'll see. I already pulled the gas tank off the top, the big muffler. I kind of did some custom cutting already. And we let me get that. Did some custom cutting. This is just a stock intake neck. I trimmed it down, cut the top, glued her so that I could keep an air cleaner on here nice and low because my seat is going to be on top here. Kind of roughly in there. I want to stay kind of, if I can stay above the axle or a little forward, hopefully it won't be a wheelie machine. So, and I've got a cool Mexican blanket to do my seat, keep that hot rod vibe going. So we'll get started. I gotta clean off the fab bench here. I'm kind of liking how the mock-up looks, where things are gonna fit. And I'll get this cleaned up and we'll start building the chassis today. Okay, cleaned up. Doing a little bit of layout on this, doing some measuring. Make this chassis. I'm going to do, so we're going to do a Z'd frame. It's kind of an old hot rodder's trick to lower the car. So we're going to do that here because I don't want the back end being way up and the whole stink bug stance like that. A little rake's fine, but I want this to sit kind of level. So essentially, if I can get this in frame here, all right. So, yeah. So essentially you'll have the one frame rail, and by Zing what they used to do is just cut the frame rail and then take the back piece and set it up on top, weld it in, and then that would essentially lower the rear of the car by putting the axle higher up on the frame. So that's what we're going to do here. It's kind of the basic drawing. So essentially we're going to have, it's actually a scrap piece that was almost the perfect length. I can show you, I measured out, this is going to be about the center line where the axle is going to go, kind of based on the diameter of that sprocket. Because I don't want it coming out the back of the wagon and it look a little silly. Plus I got the lights here, and I think it's, for my rough, it's going to line up with one of the lights. So move that forward, it's not too bad. And then basically we'll have, so instead of the pillow block sitting, change the angle on this real quick. Okay, so ordinarily I would have, so ordinarily frame would be sitting there, and then we put our pillow block on, and now that's almost a good 2 inches up. So what Z in the frame will do is set this, still have this frame rail running back, and then the other one will be kicked up to run here, and then so basically this is going to sit right here, and yeah, it's going to bring it down just about perfect to where I had it on the mock-up, because on the mock-up it was sitting right on the 1-inch axle right on here. So it's going to be just about an inch taller than it was in the basic mock-up, and I'm happy with that. I think I don't have much of a choice. My other alternative is to completely notch out the body and drop it over the frame to get it low, but I don't think I'm going to be that fussy. So yeah, I got a rough plan here. So I'll get my side rails made, and then I will make my one up front here. It'll be for the spindles to go on. I'll do like I normally do. I'll just size this up afterwards so that I know how far out this has to be, because we have to account for the wheels turning and clearing the body. So I think I'm happy with my measurements, and it's time to cut some steel. Got my side rail pieces cut, so let's kind of lay it out, I don't know, in case it wasn't as clear before, kind of how this is all going to work. So here's my main rail. I got about a 4-inch length on here, so I should have a good strong weld on that. And then, so this takes this bearing from sitting there to moving the axle up that whole inch. And that gives us some. It's going to give us a real nice ride height. And I'm not sure if my axle might rub a little bit on the bottom, but we can always use a little bit of shimming. So we're going to get this tacked up and get it welded, and then I can start making some cross braces, and then I can make the front end. Now, let's get back to that. seems like a pretty good spot to hop in. I probably should have stopped a little earlier and explained a few things I was doing. But things were going good, and I was in the groove, so I just kept working. So, got the chassis all welded up. I still got to do my grinding and stuff, but I don't care. I'll do that later. Trying to get a rolling chassis for today. That's my main goal. Put the pillow blocks on. Got the axle set so I can get the height, and then I am now going to set up the front. I got my front axle tube on, and next we'll get the spindle brackets on, and those will go on about like so. We're going to put the 7 degrees of caster in so that this thing will actually turn, because it's only got like 25 inches or so of axle. Where are we at for a wheelbase? Let's check it. Yeah, so yeah. So these are going to go on our spindle brackets. The spindle brackets will get mounted about 7 degrees of caster in. That way this thing will turn, because the solid rear axle, it pushes hard. It's only a 27-inch wheelbase. So I'm going to get on that. We'll get these welded on, and then once those are on, we'll have tires. This thing will actually be sitting on its feet, and then I can work on getting the motor mount in where I need it. I'm going to have to use a goofy one I got laying around, because I don't know if I have another one. Oh, I might have one back there. Ah. Anyways, I'll have to get the motor mount in, get that taken care of. Also, probably a little bit of what you can see earlier is, get this in. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we can see here, I did before a little bit on time lapse, is we notched the holes out in the frame or in the body, and these will drop once the wheels are in the right place. I'll have to get my axle cut the length here in a bit. Right. So that will bring that up over. So there we go. Now the frame rails stick up in through the floorboards, and that puts our axle right up where we want it. This is turning out pretty good. I'm going to have just a little bit of rake for a little bit of hot rod look. I don't want too much, but a little bit looks good. So, all right, I'm going to get to welding this up, because it's almost dinner time. So let's get some work done. There we go. She is on her feet. Full rolling chassis today. So now we're going to have to figure out where the motor is going to be sitting, so we can mount a motor plate and then get those holes drilled up through the body. So I don't want to take too much more of this body apart if I don't have to. So we're going to set this in. Then I have to make room, make sure it's far enough forward, because I do have the back boards. Those will be going on. I just have to modify how the upright mounts are going to go, because where they go originally is right where I put the taillights. And Get this pretty much where I want it. Make sure she's squared up a little bit, and then mark it out on the floor where it is. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here, I am just tracing around the base a little bit. Got the engine kind of squared in where I want it. I want to mark where the holes are so I can get the motor plate about where I want it. It's kind of hard to get in there. I'll pull that out of there and see what I got. Oh. Alright, I don't know how well you can really see this on camera, but I have basics of where the outline of that engine plate is, or the base. And I can get my square, my rulers in there a little later and get that really squared out, but I can measure out because I know that right here is where the cross member is. I marked that earlier. See how far back it's got to go. So it looks to be just about 4 inches hanging back. I'm going to have to do some figuring here. Here's the front one. Oh, I don't know where that one is. Okay, it's about here. It's far away. I kind of know where that's got to go. I believe. Found an extra motor plate back here I cut. This won't be too bad. I think what I'm going to do, it'd be nice if it just fell into there. So the marks I made inside were from the center of this one. So we want it, the holes are going to be about 4 inches back. Or the edge of the motor actually. So that would put it about there, and then we'll just need to run, I think what I'll do is I'll run a support, one more piece of stock, and I'll run it up the center here. That'll give it some stability, and once it's welded on it should be just fine. Cool, I guess I'll get back to work. engine's mounted in, it's pretty much where I want it. I have to do a few adjustments, and I'm going to build some reinforcement underneath that that mount to the back where it hangs off, because that's too floppy. But real minor things to work. This is going really well. So that's going to do it. This is pretty good for one day. I'm going to go get me some dinner, and I'll come back out tomorrow and get some more done. Hopefully I can get like my sprocket located, get my engine set up with the clutch, and maybe start some steering. That'd be nice. No. Alright, well, we'll see you tomorrow.